This car is in its second generation and has just got its second facelift. This car rivals the Mercedes GLC, BMW X3, Land Rover Discovery Sport, Lexus NX and the Audi Q5. That's a lot of competition. Yet this is the top selling car for Volvo, the XC60, which has just got some minor changes. The grille is new, it gets diagonal slats instead of vertical ones. The Thor hammer headlights remain the same in design but get new elements on the inside. The front bumper has been redesigned and gets new air intakes. At the side, the biggest change is to the alloy wheels, which get a new design. While at the rear, the tail lights get the smoke treatment now and the bumper gets a new design. And that's it. That's the only change on the outside. Step inside and the minimal changes continue, with the touchscreen size increasing from 9 inches to 11.2 inches, because of which the AC vent design has been revised. The software has been updated and Volvo claims it's twice as fast as before. It runs Android OS, so Google Maps is standard, which is important as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are not wireless here. You also get Google Assistant, but it's not very useful.
How is the BMW X3?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Other changes include new colors on the interior trim, a new mesh grille for the speakers, and the third spoke on the steering is now open. It was closed earlier. That's about it. Nothing else has changed in the XC60. If anything, Volvo has been removing stuff over the years. Remember, with the previous facelift, a lot of things were removed like the headlight washers, heated steering, air suspension, self-park and safety checklist on the 12.3-inch instrument cluster, which by the way is boring AF and only has a map view. That's it. Still, there is decent kit like a 360-degree parking camera, crystal gear lever, cool engine start switch, wireless charging pad, 4-zone climate control AC, PM 2.5 air filter, panoramic sunroof, powered front seats with extendable under-thigh support, heads-up display, power foldable rear headrest, powered tailgate and a fantastic sounding 1410 watt 15 speaker Bowers & Wilkins sound system. The front seats are awesome and get heating, ventilation and massage too, while the rear seats have good knee room, foot room and headroom, but under-thigh support is poor. There's also a center armrest here with cup holders. Also, center passenger gets a headrest. The door pockets are big enough, the center console has an openable storage and the boot is decent sized, but the spare wheel is a space saver and not an alloy. And there are plenty of Easter eggs too, like the Swedish flags on the seats and dashboard and airbag details on the windscreen. Among other things that have been removed is the insulation here. Yeah, that is gone too. Anyways, how is the driving experience? Let's go! Alright, let's start driving. Straight away we turn on the vehicle. It's super duper silent. It in fact has something known as drive modes here, which is standard and off-road. Steering feel is soft or firm. We'll just make it firm right now. Air conditioning off, and straight away we come into drive. We come into manual. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, hazard lights off, and off we go. Now it becomes a bit vocal. That's 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 7.91 seconds. Not bad at all considering the output from this engine. So first things first, nothing has changed mechanically here. So you're free to shut this video and go and do something productive because the engine, the suspension, everything is the same here. Yeah, I told you, this is a very minor, marginal update to the XC60 just to keep it ticking, because Volvo was like, by 2025 we'll discontinue these cars and become electric only. However, that did not happen, thankfully, and that's the reason they had to give an update to this car. Anyways, performance is decent because it gets a 48-volt mild hybrid system, which obviously gives torque assist. In fact, when I'm braking, there you can see the battery is being charged. So yeah, that actually helps in torque assist. But the 48-volt system is so smooth and refined now that you do not feel it at all. It's not abrupt, it doesn't come out of the blue, it just is seamless in the way it's able to give that assist. So that's fantastic here. But just a petrol engine, which is the B5, it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine which makes 250 horsepower and 360 Newton meters of torque. Again, not as impressive as competition. Volvo discontinued diesel a few years back and now they don't have any diesel. They have hybrids, plug-in hybrids and all those things. In fact, they have a twin-charged 2-liter engine which is a plug-in hybrid which produces a colossal 450 horsepower and 640 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, that is punchy performance without a doubt. Here performance is very linear. It doesn't feel spritey enough. It just feels very meek, not exciting. And why is the desired driving right in between both the lanes? Anyways, Yeah, it has decent grunt. It pulls nicely in the top end, but there are no paddle shifters here. Around the corners, well, there is body roll. It doesn't feel that great. It doesn't feel like you're driving a sporty SUV because this is not sporty. However, SUV means sports utility vehicle. So where's the sport in the UV here? I can't find it at all. But I mean, it's an easy car to drive with the firmness added in the steering. That setting, when you change it, it just makes the steering slightly heavier. Doesn't make much of a difference as such. And the only mode they have is normal and off-road. So it doesn't have drive modes, which is surprising. And the problem here is that lack of drive modes really affects this car because performance is like, okay, it's not great here at all. Considering the competition is going bonkers now. So yes, I expected better performance, more punch from this car, but it's not there. Yeah, a diesel would be fantastic, but here they're like, the car is smooth. Yes, it's smooth. It's very refined. You can't hear it unless and until you go hard onto the throttle. That's the only time you can hear it. The horn is okay. It's actually great. I really like it. And the wipers, they work really well. These are aero blade wipers where the spray is coming out from the wiper itself. Even the rear wiper is fantastic because there's plenty of spray. Anyways, you get into the throttle, you never feel this car is underpowered because it pulls really nice and strong. In fact, this has the same engine as the XC90, the same platform as the XC90 as well. So after driving the XC90, I just find this to be smoother, smaller and more nimble and agile and more fun somehow because I can just chuck into corners like this. The only thing is steering doesn't have feel. The bigger problem here is you would think that, okay, the handling is not great, at least the ride would be amazing, and that's what this car makes you feel when you look at it. But no, the ride is also not good. The suspension is on the stiffer side and it kind of is very uncomfortable over bad bumps. You can feel everything because the suspension crashes through. There are no adaptive dampers here. Competition offers it, but no, Volvo doesn't offer adaptive dampers anymore because earlier they used to. So earlier they used to offer twin axle adaptive dampers, then they went on the rear axle only and then they removed it completely. So yeah, Volvo is up to this mischief of removing features from its cars, which is not cool at all because this car is priced very similar to competition, yet it misses out on a lot of things, which kind of irks me out. Even the rear seat comfort isn't that good because the rear seat is way too upright and you cannot recline it either. So I expected better comfort here. However, grip levels are fantastic, and the good thing about this car is it's all-wheel drive, which means that you can't really take it off-road as such, because what does the off-road mode do here? Only adjust the ESP system. That's about it to control the throttle. Otherwise, you give too much throttle and the car will get buried. That's it, nothing else. So yeah, a lot can be improved in this car. It's showing its age. 8 years back it was launched, and now you can feel that things have really moved forward, but the Volvo XC60 hasn't moved as ahead as you would expect. Anyways, around the corners, well, like I told you, not great. Grip levels are fantastic. High-speed stability is amazing because of the stiffness. Yeah, they have not tweaked the suspension for India. This suspension is the same as what they offer globally. So yeah, the tires need to be smaller with higher profile. That would really help because here I can feel every bump on the road. On good roads like these, obviously the car feels fantastic, but hit a bad patch of road and trust me, you will feel it. Like, you can feel the rumblers there as well. Top speed, oh my goodness, that's limited to 180 km per hour. In fact, Volvo has a section on its brochure where it says limited top speed 180 km per hour. Tick. That's not a feature. In no way is that a feature. But why is Volvo limiting the top speed? Because they think by limiting the top speed, they will give more safety. Well, if you crash at 180 km per hour, God help you, because that's also quite a lot of high speed. The only thing is Volvo knows that they have to limit the top speed because their electric cars will not be able to go above 180 km per hour, because electric cars, they consume a lot of energy once you're driving them at high speeds, and that's the reason what Volvo has done is limited top speed of his ICE cars to 180 km per hour. So Volvo owners have this habit of understanding that the top speed is limited to 180 km per hour anyways, and when they go electric, it will anyways be 180 km per hour because the car is not capable to go beyond 180 km per hour. You get the gist, but on the Autobahn, this is like really very slow. The gearbox, it's an 8-speed torque converter automatic, which is not very fast with shifts. It's easy going with manual control. So if I push this on the left, I downshift. If I push this on the right, I upshift. So that's kind of cool, but there are no paddle shifters. What are you saying? Yeah, there are no paddle shifters here. So like in terms of features, a lot could be better. And then we are just going to make a quick U-turn here. Steering is so damn freaking light. Look at this steering. What is this, bro? Yeah, that's nice actually, because this car is very easy to drive, and that makes it effortless in the city. Out on the highway also it's good because the stability and all is fantastic here. and the engine becomes quite vocal. Yeah, that's a loud engine here, but then I'm not really going to complain much about it because at least that sporty sound is there, otherwise it doesn't have any emotion only. Anyways, hazard lights on, we do the brake test. Brakes are good, but there's a lot of judder which comes from the ABS system. Anyways, left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights are off. Revving the motor and off we go. Come on, we need launch control. Lot of stuff missing in this car, but the drive experience is actually very soothing and calming. Nobody's going to push the car like this. 0 to 100 km per hour in 7.38 seconds, which is impressively quick. So as I see it, the XC60 is the same as before, how it was mechanically. So yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement here considering the competition has gone absolutely bonkers. The first XC60 was launched around 2008, 2009. Yeah. It stayed there till 2017. Then the second generation model came in 2021. They gave it a facelift, and in 2025 they're giving it another facelift. This car is getting facelift like the Audi Q7 without having much being changed, which is kind of disappointing if I'm honest. And in terms of okay, let's take a turn from here. Yeah. Look at the bumps. Oh yes, you do feel them quite a lot. I just wished this car has more power. Okay, it's understeering now. Front end is getting a bit washed out. So I think power delivery is more front-centric, monocoque platform, scalable product architecture, which is basically Volvo's latest architecture, which underpins the XC60, the S60, S90, as well as the XC90. A lot of those cars running on the same architecture, which is fine considering that this car feels robust, good to drive. Only wish it had more power, it was more dynamic, and it had a better ride quality, because it's neither here neither there. Neither is the ride grade, neither is the handling grade. So what exactly is the car doing? It's not giving you either. At least if you compromise on ride, the handling should be good, or vice versa. But no, unfortunately that doesn't happen here, which kind of disappoints me, because the competition, especially BMW and Mercedes, are absolutely crazy with what all they are doing with their GLC as well as the X3. This car has a stop-start system, but I can't find the button, so the car decides when it wants to stop or when it wants to start, obviously depending on the throttle input and all those things. Now it has a 71-litre fuel tank. It needs a big fuel tank because fuel efficiency would be in single-digit numbers. It's a petrol SUV. Petrol SUV, not that great, not that fun, because a diesel is a freaking diesel. We're stuck in a traffic jam, so I'm just going to conclude this video now. But before that, let me tell you that the price benefit is not being passed on to buyers, because this car is locally assembled in India, yet the price is that of a CBU, I feel. Come on, Volvo, give us more powerful engines in India. We need power, baby. We need freaking power. Yeah, ground clearance is fine. Not going to complain on that front. Yeah, gearbox, you slow thing. Come on, respond faster. And I want a better cluster as well. You know, I can rant a lot, but then when the car is costing close to rupees 1 crore, I have all the right to expect more. Rarely do car brands give their car a second facelift, but when they do, it seems for the sake of it, because this XC60 could do with a lot more updates. The price is awfully close to the BMW X3 and Mercedes GLC, both of which come with the option of a diesel engine, are far better equipped and saw a generation change not that long ago. All this limits the appeal of the XC60, which although still looks striking, doesn't offer the kind of value Volvo was once known for. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.